On this week's show, Peloton's new CEO has finally started, and all Disney cruise ships are to get Peloton bikes.
Plus, Emma Lovewell returns. Programs are being dubbed into Spanish and much, much more.
Welcome to Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. Here are your hosts, Amanda Siegel and John Pruitt.
Welcome to episode 206 of Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. I'm John Pruitt, joined as always by my co-host Amanda Siegel. Happy New Year, Amanda. Good to see you.
Happy New Year. I think we're still allowed to say Happy New Year, but we are back.
We're right
friends.
At the cusp of when you should stop, according to Larry David.
January 31st. I give it to January 31st.
2 weeks into the we're good.
Is that what Larry David tells us?
Yeah, like 2 weeks. It's fine.
All right. We'll go 2 weeks. Well, Happy New Year to all of you guys. I know we have been AWOL the last 2 weeks, enjoying the holidays. Hopefully you all had a good holiday and a good New Year. Of course, we send our love and prayers to those in the Los Angeles,
Southern
California area. It is brutal. And we know that a lot of you on the platform, and certainly those that listen to the show, are out there. So we're sending love and prayers. Pretty scary. I mean, really scary stuff.
It's just crazy, to see the devastation of just all the homes and wildlife.
Yeah. Have a good holiday and
had a nice
New Year.
Christmas in Michigan, and then right after Christmas, the three of us went to New Jersey where my mom lives, my sister, and stayed with them for a few days. We went to the city. We surprised Jackson. We took him to see Wicked, the musical on Broadway.
You said you were going. You were going. What did he think? Did he have a great time?
He loved it. He loved it. Jackie and I saw it maybe almost 20 years ago when it was touring in Chicago, and I hardly remembered the show and the production, but the production there at the Gershwin Theater was amazing. Just
good.
The set pieces and the set design, everything blew us away. And then we camped out at the stage door because Jackson wanted to meet the person who plays, what's the guy's name who plays like the love interest of Glinda? Travasso.
I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
It's like something with a T, like Trivago or something. He wanted to meet that guy.
Yeah, something like that.
But he skedaddled afterwards. But we did meet the person who played Glinda that night, and she was very sweet. Took a picture with Jackson. And then, then Jackie and Jackson went back to Michigan, and I stayed for a few extra days and went to some Fish concerts at Madison Square Garden. And one of the nights, I went with Andy Spear, which we had a blast.
That. Yeah,
we had a blast
that's
at the
really
Sunday
cool.
show. It was a great trip. It felt very weird though, going back east to New York and not going to Peloton.
Right.
But it was also a nice relief not having to deal with everything that goes into, going to the studio and bringing all your clothes
and figuring out, correct. And also coordinating it and figuring. Exactly.
Yeah. So that was like one aspect where saved a lot of weight in my bags, not packing all the, footwear and changes of clothes that I take. So
it's
good.
Well, good for you.
Good
That's
trip
awesome.
Back. Yeah, and you had a good visit. You had Christmas and New Year's in Washington,
in Mexico,
Maryland.
And we were in Mexico. We were in Mexico for the holidays, which was really nice. We were out on the West Coast in Cabo, and had a really nice 2 weeks, just under 2 weeks we were there.
Must be nice.
Week
Must
with
be
the
nice.
kids. Oh, shush. Week with the kids, and then a couple of days with some friends of ours. When you're not celebrating Christmas and you don't really have to be home for Christmas, it does make it a little bit easier. And cost effective because you're not having to spend money on Christmas. So there's some positives to being Jewish.
There you go. Well,
we don't do a big thing.
Hanukkah basically began on Christmas this year. It started late, right?
It did, which was nice. Nice. We lit our candles and we celebrated in Mexico. But we're not. I mean, when the kids were little, we would do stuff, but we're not big.
Not so much now.
Once the kids grew up, we didn't do much more.
Yeah.
All right. Well, folks, let's get right into it. Before we get started with the news, we'd like to remind you how we can keep up to date on all of our content across all of our platforms. Every episode is released on our YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button in the bottom right-hand side of the video and hit the notify button to make sure you never miss an episode.
Yes. We're on all traditional podcast platforms. If you want to listen to us on the go, just find us wherever you listen to your podcasts and search Pelo Buddy TV.
Yep. And finally, we are on all social media net platforms, Facebook, Instagram, X. Of course, just search for Pelo Buddy and follow us on those platforms for all of the latest news. And now let's get on with the show.
First, let's do a rundown of the latest Pelo news.
Right. Well, Peloton's new CEO, Peter Stern, finally started with the company last week and haven't really heard anything about that yet. So obviously, there's no big news or anything to report, but we just wanted to remind, when we, the announcement came out, before Christmas a while ago, he was due to start at the beginning of the new year. And so I guess stay tuned for big things from him, hopefully.
Yeah. The stock's kind of been good. It's holding its own, like right around 10, just under 10. So that's been positive.
Hopefully we'll see him maybe at PSNY, taking a class or two, like when he was undercover taking classes and no one knew that he was the CEO. And we did see him. He was at the Peloton holiday party. So he was there in a lot of pictures.
Yeah. So we'll see what this year brings. All right. Well, it is bringing things because Peloton is expanding its collaboration with Disney by equipping all the Disney Cruise Line ships with Peloton bikes. So currently, the Disney Fantasy, the Disney Wish, and Disney Treasure already feature Peloton bikes in their fitness centers. The Disney Dream, Disney Magic, and Disney Wonder will follow, with installations expected by early this year. So each ship is set to include at least 2 Peloton bikes. And this partnership builds on previous collaborations, including Peloton Disney Classes and Disney Plus, that's integrated into your Peloton entertainment offerings that you have. Members can also find Peloton bikes at Disney-affiliated hotels near Disney World and Disneyland. Using the Peloton's hotel and gym finder, you'd be able to see exactly which ones there are. But yeah, that's kind of exciting that they are continuing to expand. And there are a ton of Disney lovers on the Peloton platform, so I'm sure that they will be very happy.
Plenty of Disney adults.
Exactly.
Well, Peloton recently held a poll on social media asking members about their workout preferences, and then they shared the results in a summary post. And it came from, the main One Peloton Instagram account. But keep in mind, this isn't necessarily collective of the entire, millions of Peloton members. It's a small, tiny subset. But still, we got some interesting insights from the results that they did share. So the first question asked members about which time of day they like to work out. So the morning versus evening, or whenever, or no strong preference between the two. The results were 60% morning, 16% evening, and 24% whenever, or any other time of day. Next, they asked members how many days a week they work out. And the average answer, what do you think the average answer was out of 7 days a week, Amanda?
I would say 5.
6.
Really?
Yeah, 6 out of 7 days a week.
Wow. Okay.
Commitment. And the next poll explored members' longest streak of the year. So over half of the respondents, which is 54%, answered that they kept up their streak for more than 151 days. And 16% continued their streaks for a maximum of between 51 and 150 days. And 30% maintained those streaks between 2 and 50 days. And then when they were asked where they spend the most time with their Peloton, between, the equipment, the bike, tread, row, or just strength mat or yoga mat, if you will, the overwhelming response was the bike with 62%, followed by 27% on the tread, 10% on the mat, and a very meager 1% on the row. And the next question asked about the mat specifically, wondering which modality members gravitate towards most on the mat, whether it's strength, yoga, and or meditations, Pilates, stretching. So the overwhelming response with 68% of the respondents was strength, followed by 17% for stretching and 10% for yoga/meditation, and then 4% for Pilates. And then the final question asked members whether they incorporate warm-ups and cool-downs as part of their regular workout routine. So in other words, warm-up and cool-down runs, rides, or strength warm-ups, pre-workout stretching, etc. So classes that are typically 5 or 10 minutes in length with those warm-ups or cool-downs. So 48% responded that they answered affirmatively, yes, that they do. 34% answered no, and 19% said that they prefer to respond, suggesting the answer is no. Some interesting,
right?
Some interesting results. I'm definitely a morning person. I do like to stretch. I do like the post cool downs, especially if I'm drenched and I need to and I need to cool down before I actually put my clothes back on, so I'm not all sweaty.
Yeah. Now, I remember Jen Sherman actually did a cool down ride once, and she just really, ran it home about how important it is. And, she even commented on saying, don't listen to what people say, don't listen to what people say about you. Oh, you're just kind of stacking your cool,
padding your stats. Yeah.
Yeah. They're there for a reason.
But there's also a flip side to that coin too, because they come in really handy when you need to line up a milestone and you just want to delete, a 5 or a 10 minute cool down class.
Absolutely. So it goes both ways.
Definitely.
Right. No, but those statistics are interesting. I definitely am a morning person. I feel that if I don't do it first thing in the morning, I tend to procrastinate. And then comes the end of the day. So unless I know that there's a class, like, if there was a class at noon on a Thursday, I would jump on it because I want to specifically do it with that, with that instructor.
Yeah.
But if it's just to get my workout in, the morning is definitely where I am as well. Yeah. All right. Well, for those Spanish-speaking members, Peloton has expanded its multilingual offerings to introduce Spanish-dubbed classes. So this is following the success of the German-dubbed content that was launched last year. Currently, there are 2 programs that are available in Spanish. It's an arms with Tunde and a glutes and legs strength with Adrian Williams. In these dubbed classes, members see the original video and hear the original music, but the instructor's voice is replaced with Spanish narration. So unlike the standalone classes, the dubbing programs allow Peloton to offer a broader range of Spanish language content without relying solely on the Spanish-speaking instructors like Mariana Fernandez, Brad Lopez, and Camila Roman. Peloton does plan to randomly release additional Spanish dubbed classes, mirroring the approach taken with German dubbed content. There is no timeline or criteria for dubbing specific classes that has been shared with members, but know that you should look out for them because they definitely will start coming more frequently.
I haven't even listened to see what's the voice sound like, compared to the instructor.
It's so funny that you said that because actually when I was doing the story, I almost wanted to go to the class and hear if one of the instructor's voice, if it was just a random person, one of the Spanish speaking instructors. I didn't get a chance to do that, but I would be interested to hear Tunde speaking Spanish.
I mean, for me personally, I'd almost rather just want to hear their true voice and just have the subtitles.
Yeah.
Because if you watch Squid Game at all on Netflix, because it's a Korean show, but it's dubbed in English, so it's a little weird hearing these random English voices that aren't the people's true voice.
Yeah.
So kind of reminded me of that. But,
yeah, I get it.
Well, Peloton has released a new set of their audio guided Scenic classes. So in these classes, you'll hear Peloton instructors talking as you ride or run to video of scenic locations in various places around the world. So these are audio guided classes. So it means the instructor recorded the audio from either the London or the New York studio. So they were not actually on location, wherever you are, whether it's in the mountains or, the streets of Paris or wherever scenic place. So this differs from, obviously from the original guided scenic contents classes that launched where, the instructors, Jess and Ben are hiking up, Iceland or Greenland.
Yeah, they're in Iceland. Yeah.
It's a little different, where you'd see them actually, running or cycling or rowing. But Peloton teased the new batch of classes in an email this week by saying, take your workout around the world. These brand new classes from Jocelyn, Leanne, Olivia, and Susie include stunning views and encouraging narration from your favorite instructors to motivate you forward. And so the new ones are as follows. We got a 20-minute Algarve. How do I pronounce this?
Algarve.
Algarve.
Yep. Algarve. Just
Algarve,
the Algarve.
Portugal ride.
Yep.
I was in Portugal. And a 20-minute Sydney, Australia run with Jocelyn, and a 20-minute Austria hike with Susie. And the email description teased a class by Olivia Amato, but it does not appear to have actually been released yet, or we haven't seen it at the time of recording today. But this is the third release of Peloton's audio guided classes. The first set we got last March of last year, and then a second set was released in September.
Yeah, they're kind of weird. Have you done one yet?
Nah.
I
did the one with Jess and Ben.
Yeah, but that's with them actually doing it, which was fun.
Yeah, but no, I've never
and I remember Rebecca
Kennedy
did a great one. Rebecca Kennedy, Mariana's done Mexico.
I'm just not into like the scenic. There's just so much other stuff that I would choose to do over that, So.
But I'll be honest with you, I have done a couple, and they're kind of weird. It's like that the instructor's not there, as opposed to them being there, and so I prefer the ones when they actually go out to location, but I guess that's expensive. It's expensive for them to have to go out.
You have
and
to have
do
all
that.
the cameras and the extra production crew.
This is
There's a lot more that goes into it.
A more cost-effective way of doing it.
Yeah,
but I didn't love it.
I'm sure somebody loves it. There's something for everyone.
Yeah, no, they are absolutely. All right. So next up, any Lil Wayne fans out there? Peloton.
Lil Wayne.
Little Wayne.
Not Little Wayne.
No, not little. Oh, it's my accent. Well, anyway, if you're a fan of his, Peloton just celebrated the music of the rap legend himself with a new featured artist series which began this past Thursday, the 9th. The series included classes across 4 fitness modalities available in English and German. So members can earn their Artist Series badge for participating in any one of the following classes. So there was a 20-minute ride with Cliff Dwenger. This one was actually on demand. There was a 30-minute upper body strength with Rad Lopez. That one was live at 5:30 p.m. this past Thursday. Kirsten Ferguson had a 30-minute run on Thursday, and Camilla Rahman had a 30-minute ride. There was also a row with Adrian Williams, which also happened on Thursday. So this is actually the second official Lil Wayne artist series. The first one was launched back in 2020 and is in fact still available on demand. So if you are a fan, you can get to do a whole slew of classes. And of course, this artist series joins a month full of artist series, including classes featuring Jelly Roll, Tate McRae, and Selena Gomez.
Yeah, and while we're on the topic of artist series, the previous week, Thursday, January 2nd, we Peloton kicked off 2025 with a brand new artist series that featured world-renowned DJ and producer Zedd. It included 6 classes across 5 modalities. Classes were offered in English, German, and Spanish, and majority of them from the series did occur live. So we got a 20-minute full body strength with Camilla. That was in Spanish. That one dropped on demand. A 20-minute Zedd hit cardio with Rad. 30-minute run with Olivia. A 30-minute row with Katie Wong. 30-minute ride with Charlotte, which was in German. And then a 30-minute ride with Hannah Frankson.
Nice, nice. All right. And it is no secret as to how much I love my meditation practice. So if over the years of you listening to the show, I haven't convinced you yet to start meditation, maybe Aditi Shah can do a better job. Aditi is starting off the new year with a new meditation program. It's a week-long program called Start Your Meditation Practice, also called 7 Days to Start Your Meditation Practice on Peloton. The program is designed to help members get into a consistent routine of meditation and just really, begin to enjoy the practice. There is also for folks, if you just as a reminder, there is also a 3-week intro to meditation program by Aditi as well. So if you haven't started doing it, they really are pushing meditation on the platform. Every Monday, they've been releasing the weekly meditations, which they encourage you to do the same meditation all week. So sometimes I stack those. I'll kind of do the daily meditation and then a morning meditation. Now there's this, new series, the 7 Days with Aditi. So lots to get you practicing and grounded for 2025. And it looks like the year, as we said at the top of the show, has started out rough. So I think for so many folks, it is very useful to have that ability to just kind of bring yourself down and meditate.
Definitely. Well, we've got last week's feature classes for Peloton are all about New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and a side of some dance cardio for the week of December 30th, 2024 through January 5th of 2025. So first, there's a brand new set of dance cardio classes that were released. This set of classes were taught by Camilla, Callie, and Leanne. And the new classes are available and in the on-demand library now. The first one is a 15-minute reggaeton dance cardio with Camilla, dated December 31st, and a 10-minute beginner dance cardio with Callie, that's also from the 31st, and then a 15-minute dance cardio with Callie, and then a 15-minute beginner dance cardio with Leanne. And then the rest of the featured classes that week were all about New Year's Day and New Year's Eve. So in case you missed it, Peloton released a Happy New Year class collection. So the collection holds this year's New Year's Eve and New Year's Day classes, which have been released straight to the on-demand library between Monday, December 30th and Wednesday, January 1st. So we got a new 30-minute Jess King experience with DJ John Michael, which had members in the studio. It was pre-recorded, obviously. And then lastly, there's a special 30-minute New Year's Eve outdoor at the club walk plus run with John Hosking available. That class is also in the Happy New Year class collection. And the class is audio only, but you can still take it on your Peloton tread if you're, not outdoors or on the go.
Yeah, some great classes that they dropped. Well, if you did not jump on the sale bandwagon for purchasing some hardware at the end of last year, Peloton has launched its 2025 New Year sale, which actually ended this past week, January the 8th. But there were some notable discounts on select items, some even surpassing the Black Friday deals, which was kind of interesting. Some of the highlighted deals were as follows. So the Peloton Row had $300 off if you were just purchasing the device and $400 off if you did package. So pricing was at $2,995, which is
nice
better.
Because they were only giving a couple months of membership.
Exactly. Yep. So this is actually better than previous holiday discounts. Exactly. Peloton Bike was $300 off with packages $400 off as well. That bringing the base model down to $1,145, a deeper discount than Black Friday's $150 off. The Bike Plus had a $400 off refurbished and $600 off packages. This was kind of consistent with the holiday sales, but less than Black Friday. The Tread was $250 off, or $400 off packages, slightly below Black Friday, but above holiday deals. And the Tread Plus was $450 off the device and $550 off the packaging, matching the holiday sales, but less than Black Friday sales back then. Members were also able to save up to $1,250, so $1,250 when bundling a Bike Plus package with a Peloton row or tread. These New Year deals, we assume, was focused on motivating members to kickstart their fitness goals with standout savings on the Peloton row and the original bike compared to prior sales.
Thanks. Well, Peloton has added their total distance feature to the Peloton app. So this feature allows you to see how many miles you've cycled, run, or rode on your Peloton device since you've had it. So you can find this feature in the profile section on the app, which you can access by clicking on your profile picture on the bottom right. By default, you should be on the overview tab, which is where this feature lives. So you scroll down past the blue dot straight calendar, and you should see it now in a new section called Total Distance. If you don't see this new feature, you want to be sure to update the Peloton app to the latest version, which is probably why if you're not seeing it currently. But you are able to see your total distance broken out by disciplines. So at the top right of this section, there's a little selector to choose between different class types. So there's a drop down for cycling, running, and walking, as well as rowing. And then if you select, cycling or running and walking, your distance will be shown as either miles or kilometers, depending on what your unit preference is set as. However, if you select rowing, everyone will see their distance in meters, since that is the unit that rowing is tracked on the device for everyone. And then you're able to see your total distance for specific time periods. There's a toggle at the bottom of the section for this. Options are 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, or all time. If you pick the all time option, this will be your lifetime distance on Peloton for whatever class types you were looking at. However, this may only go back to 2018, even if you have been a member prior to then. Just a heads up if you don't see anything beyond that.
All right. Well, if you are as frustrated as I am, and as of recording, some of these issues have still not been resolved, but there had been lots of bugs on the Peloton hardware over the past week, with Peloton reporting that multiple technical issues were affecting members globally, including buffering during live classes and accessibility problems in its lane break video game mode. So with the buffering during live classes, members worldwide have experienced buffering since January 5th. The German community, interestingly enough, have had these same issues, which were reported to have been tied to Peloton's content delivery network and internet service providers, and has been persisting since December the 17th of last year. Some users have also reported that they cannot access lane break due to technical errors. Peloton has stated that the team is actively investigating the problem. And lastly, a separate issue with the Netflix app on Peloton devices was also recently resolved. Peloton users had reported these issues with the Netflix app across the bike, tread, and row devices. The primary problem being that the app crashed immediately upon opening. In some cases, Netflix disappeared entirely from the Peloton interface, though this may not be directly linked to the Peloton bug. They have acknowledged the issues via status updates, stating that they are investigating problems. They described the Netflix issue as a Netflix beta failing to load for some members. The bug did appear to be isolated, as many members were still using Netflix without the issues. This does follow another reported issue with Peloton's custom audio slider, which is also be addressed. But as of recording, we were still dealing with buffering issues, and it is incredibly frustrating. I did a walk with Maddie on Thursday, and buffered, went out. When I went back in, it didn't even give me my time. So it
on
did
your tread?
On my tread. So I buffered, couldn't get in, eventually went out, went back in. And when I went back in, it picked up where I was on my output. And, but I didn't have the timer at the top. So that was blank. It just was 0. So didn't know how much longer, I had in the class.
I haven't had any of those issues. The only thing I had was a couple weeks ago before Christmas, there was a Camilla class on the tread, and just everybody's outputs weren't showing.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
And then later on, then it was tabulated and it showed up. But during the live tread class, it wasn't there. It was just weird.
Got it.
Well, I know we didn't report on it because it was hot off the press, but the custom audio slider is back now. And I actually used it today. So I figured, I used it on a Jeffrey McEachern cool down walk, and I don't know German, so I slid it all the way to the music.
Okay.
And no issues. It didn't go out of sync.
Oh, good.
So far, I know a lot of people were clamoring about that. What happened to it? Where did it go? But it is back now.
It's funny because I haven't seen it actually. I do sometimes do music, more music than Instructor. So that's different from that.
Yeah. Now there should be the option back. It's all the way on the right. It says custom.
Okay.
So when you hit that,
okay.
On the left-hand side, you have a toggle to take the slider and go all the way to music or go all the way to the Instructor. So you're turning the music all the way up and the Instructor as low as possible, or the Instructor all the way up and the music as low as possible in the mix.
Got to try that out.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff.
Yeah. One more exciting news. Peloton is starting off the new year with a reminder about their privacy policy. Everyone's excited about this. They're taking an opportunity to send people to their privacy policy center page. You might have gotten a pop-up on your hardware. I know I get this annoying pop-up on the Tread Plus all the time, even though I've already acknowledged it about the rear guard.
Oh, really?
It's like they want to keep jamming that down your throat, even though I've already got that rear guard installed on the Tread Plus. But members have reported, getting this pop-up. Contains a reminder and information about Peloton's privacy policy, which was most recently updated in early December. In particular, the pop-up reminds people about how profiles are public by default. So other members will be able to search for them either by leaderboard name or by their actual name and view their workout history. The alert on the Peloton device goes on to tell people to check out the Privacy Center page for more information, which is found on www.onepeloton.com/privacy center if you want to really be bored out of your mind.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. And lastly, Peloton announced this week, as far as news goes, Peloton announced this week on Instagram that they are hosting a collaboration with the Mayfair clothing group. It's a fun sweatsuit and loungewear company. They hosted an event at the studio pretty much all day on Friday from 8 to 5 p.m. to celebrate the launch with a shopping event featuring some exciting surprises. So hopefully next week we'll be able to report to you exactly what happened on Friday.
Some members have reported receiving a random text about it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Teasing an announcement to come with more details. And I assume that's what this was tied to.
I did get that. Yes, I did get the text message, and then I saw the pop up on Peloton Studios on their Instagram page as well.
Okay.
So yeah. All right. I guess birthdays.
We got some birthdays. Yeah. Happy birthday to Callie. Had a birthday this past Monday. Adrian last Thursday, and I believe I only know he's 41 because he was doing a random quiz during his class, and he said, "What's my age?" And someone, yelled out 41. That's right. And then he said, "What line of work is my brother in?" And someone said photography, or no, someone said TV media. He's in TV media. Yeah. So Adrian, I didn't know he's 41, but happy birthday to Adrian. And Hannah Frankson's birthday was yesterday on Saturday. So happy birthday to Callie, Adrian, and Hannah.
Happy birthday. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we will go right into Instructor in the news with me kicking off the first story, which I'm so excited about. Bradley Rose and his wife, Sophia Para, announced that they are expecting their first child. The couple shared the amazing news on Christmas Day with a heartfelt video showing surprise moments as they informed friends and family. So the video included clips of countdowns to group photos where they shared the news and
the reveals,
featuring the baby's ultrasound image, which was so cool, really, really cool. And they waited. Sophia had said that her mom had come into town from the States for Christmas, and she had to kind of hide it from her for a couple days until Christmas Day when they were with Bradley's family and they were all together. And
is his wife not British too?
No, she's American.
Oh, I don't think I've ever heard her talk.
Yeah, no, she's American.
I just assumed she was
I believe
British.
She's from New Jersey or New York. I know they lived in DC for a little bit. Yeah. Okay. She's adorable. So that was really cute. And then they captured they captured their announcement with lots I was right in saying that they captioned their announcement. So they when they put it in there, they said, with lots of love and a little science. We've been waiting to post this for years. A couple of days later, they shared their gender reveal with their family after having them make guesses as to what the baby's sex would be.
With the cake.
I
guess they put a glass or something down and then pulled it out to reveal the color inside the cake.
And it's going to be a little boy.
Nice.
So they did share that they have been trying to conceive for 3 years and that they went through in vitro fertilization within the last year. Their success is just so much sweeter. No surprise, I've said this 1,000 times, my kids are all IVF, and when you struggle and you go through the journey and you finally get to that outcome, that you just pray for consistently, it really is special. And, I think it's so helpful that they shared because, people used to be so secretive about their journeys, and now just knowing that you're not alone out there, that it's tough. We wish them so much love and an easy, healthy pregnancy for Sophia, and we are looking forward to the birth in the summer.
You never know what sort of struggle they might be going through. I always assumed, I always just figured they wanted to be, kidless. They enjoyed, traveling, doing and having their 2 dogs.
It's actually funny that you say that, though, because I just did an old class of his must have been the summer. It could have even been his Imagine Dragons cool down. I think it may have even been that. And he said something about how cost effective it was to not have children, and how he took money to the bank, and he made some comment, and I said to myself, you were going through IVF, you sneaky little thing, and you're like, you're talking, you're kind of getting us all off the scent. You don't want anyone to know that you're going through this. But
I had no idea.
Yeah. So really, really excited for them.
That's great. Well, Emma Lovewell is finally back from her maternity leave, and she had her first ride back just last week. It was on January 2nd. It was a 30-minute 90s ride. There were no members in there because I think the studio had just reopened maybe that day. But then she taught a 30-minute low-impact ride with members in the studio on January 5th, and she taught a hike on the tread just this past Thursday, the 9th. So welcome back to Miss Lovewell. I can't even remember the name of her baby. She have a boy?
Yeah, no, she has a little girl.
She has a girl.
And, oh my God, I'm also blanking on it. Skylar, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds Skylar.
I think it may be Skylar.
Okay.
She's been a little. She's definitely hasn't done it. She posts, but doesn't really show her face, and she tends to keep her a little bit out of the.
Some people are like that. They don't like to show their baby's face, kids' faces.
But it's a little girl, and I'm almost sure it's Skylar. Apologies that I don't know.
You are, I'm going to give it to you.
All right, good.
Yeah, and Selena Samuela, you have missed her like I have, she shared recently she's off the schedule until February. I know she's been down in New Mexico on her sister's ranch and, has been traveling with family, for the holidays. But yeah, this is part of, we talked about this on a while back when contract negotiations for different instructors were being renewed. Now they have sort of this, if you want to call it a furlough, where they take some time off, they take some scheduled time off as part of their contract as an instructor. So I guess this is part of Selena's contract now. But yeah, she has been off for a while, but she did share she'll be back, I guess. She'll be back sometime in February or early March.
Yeah. Yeah. I know she also had shared that she had a miscarriage, I think the end of last year. So maybe she just needed extra time off as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then the beautiful Chelsea Jackson Roberts was in a Good Morning America segment sharing practical tips for incorporating, wait for it, meditation into daily routines. Emphasizing its importance for both mental and physical health. She said for folks to start small. She said begin with just a few minutes a day to make meditation a manageable habit. Consistency over perfection. Meditating at the same time each day can help establish a routine, whether in the morning or before bed, and to focus on breathing. Simple breathing techniques are an effective way to center the mind and reduce stress. Chelsea also highlighted how meditation fosters self-awareness, reduces anxiety, and complements physical routines, making it a vital part of overall wellness. So her little segment was great on ABC.
Love it. Well, Hannah Corbin, usually I kind of like, I roll my eyes at all the brand, you get burnt out on all the instructor brand partnerships and constant, I won't name any names, Sally, about, constant products and links. But I kind of like this one. Hannah Corbin has a new partner with Dash, salt-free seasoning partners for their brand of various seasonings. So Dash is the #1 salt-free seasoning brand in the United States. And she posted recently on Instagram and said, tell me you want more flavor without telling me you want more flavor. AKA start adding Dash recipes to all your favorite meals like I have. There are tons of seasoning blends from extra spicy to Fiesta Lime, original blend to Southwest Chipotle, and they're just the thing you need to add a little more spice to your life. I kind of like those little, seasonings.
Yeah,
that you can add in.
I haven't seen that. Flavor. I haven't seen that, but I'll definitely take a look.
I've definitely had those different seasonings, so I'm very familiar with the Dash seasoning.
Nice. All right. And then wrapping up Instructor in the news, just a quickie. Eric Jaeger was on a German podcast called Healthwise. It was in German, but you can head over to Spotify if you are part of the German community or understand German if you would like to take a listen. And with that, we will go right into class picks of the week. Why don't you kick it off, John?
All right. So first up, Dennis Morton's 30-minute Power Flow. Yoga from December 21st. J.N. Catch said good humor, music, and a nice challenging flow. And then Cliff Dwanger's 30-minute Gloriously Gospel Ride, which was in English from December 22nd. Carly 2HE said his first installment of his gospel series in English, such a great different class. And then Rebecca Kennedy's 30-minute Top 50 Music Upper Body Strength, which featured the top 30 through 21 songs from December 28th. Timeout Tammy and Just Dance Lisa said such a great burner, great pump in 30 minutes.
Nice. And then Adrian Williams, 30-minute Top 50 Music Lower Body, which was the 20 to 11 countdown. This one came to us from Osu Chanik, and they said all of these 20 to 11 classes were great, actually, because I just loved the playlists. And then Ben Alders's 30-minute New Year's Eve Groove Armada DJ Ride. This one came to us from Amaja 3, and she said, amazing production, brought back memories of my clubbing days. And then Leanne Hasley's 50-minute dance cardio This one was from New Year's Eve. It came to us from Just Dance Lisa, and they said, good, fun class.
All right, next up, Chelsea Jackson Roberts, a 30-minute New Year's Day yoga flow from December 31st. Armajar 3 said, great way to start 2025. And Sam Yo's 20-minute New Year's recovery ride from December 31st. Gwen Gets To said, in this ride, Sam went through the steps needed to adopt a growth mindset for the new year. It was very inspirational, and the music was great too. And then Benny Adami's 30-minute Boney M ride, which was in German from December 31st. Armajar 3 said great energy and a blast overall.
Super. And then Ash Pryor, her 20-minute endurance row. This one was a New Year's class from January the 2nd. It came to us from Tabata Be Hitting Me, and they said motivational and a great vibe. Emma Lovewell's 30-minute 90s ride, also from the 2nd, came to us from Deb 8, and they said Emma's first ride back. So glad she is back. And then Robin Arzan gave us a 20-minute full body strength, also from the 2nd. This one came to us from Emily Ann Shine, and they said good, solid, structured workouts.
All right, switching over to the row now with Katie Wong's 30-minute Zedd row from January 2nd. Tabata Be Hitting Me said amazing energy and playlist. And then Toon Day's 45-minute Power Zone endurance ride from January 3rd. Dippin' 22 said great affirmations at the end of class. And then Marcel Mauer's 30-minute pop run, which was in English on January 3rd. Weber Run 82 said his first non-boot camp run in English. I hope he has more.
Nice. Good for Marcel. All right. Then this one was popular. So Hannah Frankson's 30-minute Zedd ride. It was from the 3rd of January. It came to us from Dippin' 22, Amajar 3, Eric Rides PPC, and Niku Hiru. They all said you could tell how much she loved the artist in this one. Then Camilla Rahman had a 30-minute 2010s pop ride. This was from the 4th of January. This one came to us from Layla BCH, and they said good workout, fun playlist. And Jess King had her 30-minute Sweat Steady run. This one was from the 5th of January, came to us from Katie Carey, and they said one of those runs you can get lost in and time flies.
All right. Now I'm gonna make this my pick of the week now that I see it in here.
All right.
But Andy Spears' 30-minute pop run from January 5th. It was a live class, and it was really nice to see Andy because he has not taught a live tread class in quite some time. He's only taught live strength, and he's had, some on-demand drops for his HIIT boot camps, which he normally taught live and runs. So it was really nice to see him, subbing. I don't know what time slot he was subbing for that Sunday afternoon. But Jen is running, and Tabata Be Hitting Me also submitted this, and they said, not only does he make you chuckle, but the playlist is good, and he has a great message for the new year. And he also played two songs. I gave him two songs to put in there. He played Taylor Swift, Hits Different, and I had him cool down to John Mayer's Love on the Weekend.
Nice.
So,
That
good run. Hopefully we get more live stuff from him, because I know he has missed.
Right.
Yeah, no fish on his.
No,
yeah,
but your rendezvous that he listened to you.
Yeah. I had expressed to him when we were chatting at set break at the concert. I was like, it's a real bummer not having you like live in the tread. I miss my live HIIT boot camps, and he was like, yeah, I know. We
working on
the schedule's all over the place.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. The next one, Anna Greenberg's 30-minute yoga plus Pilates from January 6th. Jen is running, said loving the yoga plus Pilates classes. Such a great combo. And then Christine Diercoles, 30-minute intervals ride from January 6th. Strong and squishy. And Just Dance Lisa said great sit interval class from Christine. Insanely hard, but so empowering.
Awesome. All right. And I will go ahead and wrap these up because there's some full. So I'll just go ahead and do these. So we've got John Husking's 30-minute walk plus run. This was from the 7th. It came to us from my buddy Pedal to Paris. And she said the playlist was amazing. The intervals were short, great class for someone dipping their toe into running. I agree. It was an awesome class. Then we have Ali Love's 45-minute bar class. This was from the 7th. It came to us from Jennifer Carroll, 22, and Christina M. Romano. They said, love these 45-minute longer bars. And then the next one is, I guess it's the Amanda pick of the week, because I am going to make it my pick of the week, as well as it coming from Amanda 808. It was Jeffrey McEachin's 30-minute like nobody's watching. This one was on the 7th. It was at noon, and it was the final installment of his first, of that first batch of like nobody's watching classes.
Yes, the Walk Plus runs.
Amanda 808 said, this series continues to bring so much joy. I'll say that just watching Jeffrey absolutely lose it on the tread is, for me, so motivational and so fun. It's a bummer it's in German, but at this point, you know what? I kind of need that slide thingy, but I did do more music and less instructor. They are Walk Plus runs, but was also the structure was great. The song playlist was fantastic. I mean, when he sings "Raining Men," and you want to just melt. He's so adorable. But
I feel like
really
he throws
cute.
us a bone with a little bit of English, though.
Yes,
when he sees,
definitely does. He definitely
knows
does.
there's a lot of English
I know
members.
you and I were bummed that we never got any personalized shout outs in that.
I know.
Jeffrey McEachin, if you're listening.
Usually shouts out everyone on there.
Right? And you and I never
he was stingy with the shout outs that day.
Very stingy. But it was a fun class, and it was fun to get to do it with you, John, live. So that was really cool. That was really cool.
Always fun, seeing you on the tread when we're in a live class.
And then wrapping up picks of the week was Christian van der Velde's 30-minute Power Zone ride. That was from the 8th. It came to us from none other than Mr. Pelo Buddy himself, Chris Lewis. And Chris said, glad to see Peloton continue to drop new classes from CVV. And note, even though it says PZ, it's all zone 2 and 3. So if you are interested, make sure you guys jump on that. And with that, folks, we are done. We are done. We had tons to share with you today. We are glad to be back. It is always fun to be able to bring you guys everything that's happening in the Pelo world. It was kind of nice to have a little bit of a hiatus and a break for those 2 weeks. But we're gearing up for a fun year this year at Peloton. So
when is your next trip to either studio?
I will be in New York in February. Do I share now how salty I am that I did not know that? Yes, I do. I'm getting producer in my ear saying no, but since it's the end of the
get
show,
cut out anyway.
I am going to. No, it's not. I am salty that I did not know that John Husking was going to be on the schedule. But for those of you
butthurt
who got into John's classes, he will be in New York on the weekend of Valentine's Day. So the 14th, 15th, 16th, that weekend.
Is it runs? Is it walks?
He has 3 classes. He has a noon class on the Thursday, the 14th, which is a run at 12 noon. I'm sorry, the Friday, not Thursday. Friday at noon, he has a run. He then has a 7:30 a.m. run on the Sunday, the 16th, and a 30-minute walk at 10 a.m. also on Sunday, the 16th. And no, I am not in those classes. I did not know about them, but I will be in the studio the weekend before. So if anybody is going to be around, I'm in Maddie's. I'm doing Maddie's Walk and Talk on Friday. I'm doing Maddie's on Saturday. I'm doing Jake Sherman's 60 Minute on Sunday, which I'm really excited about. So that should be fun.
Do we know what the theme, what kind of ride it is?
I don't think we know yet. No, we don't know yet. But I'm in Jen's.
Maybe it'll be a football.
Maybe
football pregame ride.
Is it that night? Is the
Super Bowl?
Super Bowl that? Yeah, it is that night. It is that night because I know that. Yeah, it is absolutely that night. So that Sunday night is Super Bowl.
Sorry, we can't say Super Bowl. We have to say the big game. You have to say the big game.
Big game is on that. The big game is on that.
Get sued by the NFL.
and then possibly London in March. So a couple things to look forward to. All right. With that being said, as always, thank you so much for tuning in, for listening and taking the time to spend time with John and myself this week. From me here in snowy, cold, and miserable Washington, D.C., Maryland. Bye for now, everybody.
And for me here in cold but no snow, Michigan, which is fine by me. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope everyone has a happy New Year, especially our friends and listeners in Southern California. Stay safe. We're thinking of you. And as always, we will see you on the leaderboard. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching Pelo Buddy TV, your source for everything Peloton, by the community, for the community. Work out with us using the Pelo Buddy TV leaderboard tag, and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Pelo Buddy. Don't forget that we have a podcast available so that you can listen to us while on the move. Just search for Pelo Buddy TV on any major platform and hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.